So we've been asked a couple of times what it's like driving out of the Riverbend campsite here at the Hermitage. As a Hipcamp listed site, we've dedicated it as four-wheel drive only. So we thought we'd show this video to give you an idea as to why we've done that. I've cable tied my phone to the front of the bull bar. It's a very bush mechanic style. So you'll get a clear view of the track ahead as we head out. We've just done a U-turn and you would have seen the main campsite area when we were turning around. You can pretty much camp anywhere along this whole front section. The vegetation comes and goes with the seasons. At the moment, it's a little bit long. And then on your left, you'll see our trusty caravan, Chester, sitting off to the side. As we pull out, you'll notice how much open space there is to camp. The track is well defined and is fairly flat with some sandy patches that wash in from the river when it peaks. This whole first section is relatively flat from a camping perspective. You'll see the track narrow a little, but don't worry, everything to the left is still open ground. There are some softer spots here where previous cars have tried to get out in the wet, so just be aware of that. This first climb is where you'll want a bit of momentum. I'm driving a 2012 BT50, just in 4 high. I've lowered the engine audio sound on the recording because it was pretty loud, but this will still give you a good sense of what's required. Honestly, I'm mostly just idling up here. It's rocky, so expect a little wheel slip, but it's manageable as long as conditions are dry. The biggest factor in getting out is really the weather. If it's wet, this section becomes a very different beast. At the top of this first rise, there's a small bend. Off to the right, you won't see it from this angle, but that's the toilet for the campsite. It's a portaloo converted into a drop toilet. From here, we turn back onto the main stretch that heads towards the farmhouse. I paused briefly here just to check that the camera was still attached to the bull bar. I'll cut that bit out and now we continue. As we drive up, you'll see plenty of fallen timber. There's always heaps of firewood available for your stay. You'll also get a sense of the density of the native bushland around us. The track itself is well defined and not overly rough. When it rains, small culverts cut across the road, creating little dips you'll need to navigate. Nothing extreme, but you'll feel them. Here's another culvert coming up here. This one's fairly new. The trees along this section are well off the track, so you needn't worry about scratching your car or adding pinstripes to the paintwork. Around this bend, the track dips slightly and then rises again. This section can get boggy in the wet, and you'll see ruts left by others. Momentum helps here. This is also why we prefer campers not to tow vans down to the riverbend. You might get in fine, but if it rains during your stay, getting back out can be a problem. If you've got 2 vehicles and recovery gear, by all means give it a go. You can send one car up first as a recovery vehicle, then bring the van up afterwards. Teamwork makes it easy. We're now in the higher section where the incline eases off. It opens into a bit of a plain on the left. Down below is a small creek that feeds towards the campsite. It rarely flows unless the dam overfills. Most of that water comes from road runoff. Up ahead you'll start to see the pine trees around the farmhouse. There are a few structures off to the right as well. You're welcome to have a look around those. Now we approach the main gate that keeps stock out of the house paddock. Kangaroos regularly come through and keep the grass down. They're basically our natural lawnmowers. As we reach the top, I'm going to turn around and head back down. I didn't record a descent earlier, so this gives you a view of the drop. It's hard to show the angle accurately on camera, but take it slow and you'll get a good feel for it. The main thing to watch is the little dip at the bottom. Depending on your drawbar length and your rear clearance, you may bottom out slightly. Just ease it through. Once you've reached the top, there's a small gate on the right beside the pine trees. Because we're exiting in this video, you would have already driven through here. I've swung left here just to give you a better view of what you'll see when you first arrive. The Blue Mountains National Park off in the distance, thick native bushland all around, and an unlimited supply of firewood for winter. From here, we turn back and head down towards the incline we climbed just earlier. The track is clear, well defined, and offers a good sense of the terrain you'll have and experience during your stay. That's the drive out of the riverbend. Hopefully this gives you a clear idea of what to expect.